I look at this photo and I'm like, what in the hell was I thinking?
It can't be that bad. I mean, maybe it is.
Did you take that on accident? All right, what's up everybody? Welcome to another video. And in this video, what we're gonna do is not only go over some of our best photos of this past year, but also some of our more regrettable ones. This last year, we've actually been extremely fortunate to be able to travel all around the United States, from Death Valley to Big Sur, California, Zion National Park, the Bayou in Texas. So we've been exploring our country a bit more this year because of the situation with international travel. And I think we've come away with some extremely good photos, as well as some pretty bad ones.
And this video is actually in collaboration with a bunch of other photographers here on YouTube. We post videos during the whole month of December, so make sure whenever you're done watching this video, check out the playlist down in the description and go and check out what they're up to. Is that a good one or a bad one?
This is a bad one.
This is a bad one.
What do you mean, is this a good one or a bad one? Not my worst photo, but my top 5. This is number 5. This one is from Colorado, and we stopped in this little location where there were some really nice fall colors and these aspen trees. I completely failed with the photo. I feel like there's no real clear subject. I mean, the trees were framing the mountain nice, but the mountain just never came out. Once I started to set up my camera, the mountain disappeared. I think it's a photo of absolutely nothing. You know, that's really what it comes down to.
What are you talking about? There's trees there,
well, in
the mountain.
Yeah, the trees are okay, but the mountain's just not there. It's just like clouds.
Okay, can I hit you with my worst photo,
yeah,
or one of the bad ones?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Same trip in Colorado. I think it was the first morning, and it was just the photo was just boring. I don't even know.
Yeah, this is the one where you told me not to wear long johns because it wasn't going to be that cold.
And that one guy showed up in flip-flops and shorts. Usually when you see a sunstar in a photo, that's usually when I'm like the last resort.
I mean, it's not horrible.
Is it though?
Coming in at number 5 of my best photos is the one we took during monsoon season. This actually ended up in my calendar this year, which sold out. Thank you guys for those of you who made the purchase. But this one was nice. So we were driving around and looking for storms. It was just Chris and I. So we had come up with our friends, Mike Medjol and Nick Page and Michael Shaneblum and those guys. It was a moment, you know, I ran out real fast, pulled over on the side of the road, and I was trying to get my camera out and run out into this field, you know, up to this barbed wire fence. In such a crazy atmosphere of these monsoon storms, and this little moment here was, I don't know, it was nice.
It reminds me a lot of Australia. I don't know why.
That's because of our friend Richard Taddy.
Right?
It's like we're good friends with Richard Taddy from a channel called Nightscape Images. He does like all Milky Way barns and old cars and windmills and things like that. So I think that's why.
Yeah, maybe. Richard, you got me influenced. I think Zion is just one of these magical places. And every time you go back, there's more people, but it's still magical. There
was nobody around, you know, we're in the main canyon, and it's like obviously later in the morning and nobody's around. It was fantastic. We just walked up and down the river there photographing this area, and it was amazing.
You mean like besides the 1 million people that hiked up to Angel's Landing?
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember, but I was like doing the ninja moves.
Yeah, Chris was standing like a ninja in this photo, actually. She was bouncing on a rock with like her knees pointing out like she was I like it. I like how the river just leads you right in that tree. I don't know what it is. That tree is
that tree. It's all about
it's just so charismatic. There's just so much character to that tree. I like it. It's nice.
All right, hit me with a bad one.
This was that video that the wind was blowing so bad. I think I tried so hard just to get a photo. You know, it's kind of the one downside of creating videos and trying to have a photo in it. You feel that pressure to just take a photo even if it's not that good.
You feel that pressure to reach out to Squarespace and look and see if they sponsor your video?
Yes.
This video is not sponsored by Squarespace, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you know, I hadn't really gotten anything. The conditions weren't very good. Maybe it's more of the feeling that I had when I took the photo is I'm just like over it. Hurry up and take this so I can hurry up and get home and, you know,
have second breakfast.
Yeah, have second breakfast. And
how many times would you guess did we mention second breakfast last year in our videos?
Second breakfast.
For second breakfast.
For second breakfast. Have second breakfast.
You know, when you film a video, sometimes you just have the pressure. If you already talked about the scene, and then you just have to take the photo. Otherwise, yeah, it's just.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen some good like bokeh shots like that with, you know, like macro type shots, but I think here,
I think
No, I
But
think
this is not it.
this is not it. This is not what I'm talking about. No, I just think the subject isn't strong. You know, like these little leaves aren't enough to carry a photo, I don't think.
Yeah, it's like too much dead space there on the left.
This one from Colorado, we actually just pulled over on the side of the road and looking over this giant valley. And for me, every layer of this is different. There's a different texture, there's a different color, but my composition, my lens choice, everything worked out for the photo.
That Colorado trip was it was spectacular. And then,
Except for my first photo.
yeah, and mine. Yeah, just like looking back, everything that we experienced on that trip, and then, you know, seeing the moose and seeing the pika. So it's just like
the moose and the
highlights of
pikas.
all of this, right?
Fall colors on steroids
Yeah.
in Colorado. But then the highlight of our trip was like the moose and the pikas,
Yeah.
you know.
Okay, going back a little bit further in the year, I think this was like just at the beginning of the year on our yearly trip to Death Valley.
Images like this, you know, next year it's going to be different. It's going to look different. The water, you know, that is sitting there depending on the last rain. I mean, it's just always finding new things to photograph like this, and it's awesome.
Yeah, this was one of the last trips, I think, that we brought the cats with us. We have a little travel trailer that we take on trips. We used to take the cats with us a lot, but yeah.
That's why we bought the stupid thing.
Yeah, that's true.
We bought the RV like, oh, we can take the cats with us and it'd be great. I'll be driving, I'll look in the rearview mirror and I'll see Fitzy standing up and just drool.
Oh, poor girl.
There's a big old drool. She just
Yeah.
gets sick every time. So we've actually stopped taking them on our trips. So
Yeah, and there is like, you know, medication for motion sickness, but I don't know if I want to, you know, make her
yeah, I don't
take
know if I want to medicate the cat. Just so they can,
I don't know.
That's more of like what we want. Like
Yeah.
they're just like, we have, you know, the cats want nothing to do with the road trip.
Yeah.
This photo here in Zion, this was the only part of the river I feel like that was like leading towards the mountains. So I feel like I like felt the pressure. Like I need to take a shot here. But I feel like the bottom half, pretty much from the trees down, I'm just bored to tears with. Like there's nothing interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I actually quite like this photo. I love how the cottonwood trees are this lime green. Everybody talks about Zion in fall, but what about Zion in spring?
Yeah,
It's
this was
pretty
taken
awesome.
during spring, and the green trees when the sunlight is hitting
Yeah,
is
so
fantastic.
You didn't just like do the slider and just went all the way up on the vibrance?
Well, yeah, I did the old Peter Lick and take the vibrance all the way over to plus 100.
I think the conditions were okay. There was some beautiful light and everything. I should have cropped in like way more on this photo.
I think this would look good as like a giant print. I think this would look good
maybe.
really large. I think small, because of how small the details are at the bottom, I think it just kind of loses any kind of like grandeur that obviously the scene itself was awesome. All right, number 3 on my best list. So this one here, the ironwood trees were blooming here in Arizona. During this time, it's like 2 weeks in May. It's absolutely spectacular. You know, when I'm walking along, I look up and I see this deer and it's just looking right at me and it's being backlit, you know, and I have all these trees and she kept like stomping her foot. And what they do when they're doing that is they're trying to get you to move because they're not really sure what's going on. And just one of those moments I think is really cool. So not that this is like the greatest wildlife photo, but I think just because it was such a special moment.
Was this when we also ran into the rattlesnake?
Ah, yes. This was we ran into the rattlesnake right after this. Yep.
This was when we were in California. Yeah, I think we passed this scene probably like twice on the highway, and both times I was like, what's this? And so one of these days we stopped, and I was able to take this photo, and I think it's pretty nice.
Very exotic, you know, and it's just literally right off the highway there in Monterey,
yeah.
and it's just I love the summertime, the mist and fog, the sea fog coming in there, it covers everything and ended up working out great. It provides a really nice atmosphere
Absolutely,
with this photo.
yeah.
You can get the different colored trees, the red and green. I like it.
Thank you.
Runner up is actually from Colorado.
What? I like that one. What?
Okay,
What?
so here's
What?
the thing.
Stop right there.
Here's the thing. Hear me out. I wanted so bad to get a photo at this location, and not that it's a terrible photo or anything, but whenever I go to iconic locations and I take an iconic shot, it's fun while I'm there because it's a beautiful spot, right? And it's iconic for a reason. But when I look back on these photos, I don't feel any kind of connection to them. I'm just kind of like, eh.
You saying it's the location's fault?
It's the location's fault. It's not my fault I took a bad photo. It's the location's fault.
This is another one. I think that one rock in the foreground doesn't stand out enough. It reminds me a little bit of concrete.
Yeah, maybe the subject just isn't overly attractive. Like
Yeah.
that texture on that rock isn't overly attractive. Maybe it was like a lava rock or something. Like
Yeah,
like
yes,
a dark.
like a
Like so,
dark.
there's no. That's what I'm saying. Maybe there's no contrast. That's it. Found it. There's no contrast. The rocks are the same tonal values as the
Yes,
sand, as
yes.
the water. We're
You're onto
solving
something.
problems here. Now to my second favorite photo of 2021. I like the contrast of the colorful fall trees, but then the mountains you have winter, right? So you have this color versus like a black and white almost. And the fact that we're like driving through all of these trees, like there's a canopy, so we're just surrounded by aspen trees. And then we come out into this meadow and turned around. And when we turned around, that's when we can see this. We didn't even see this before, and it had been snowing and raining on our drive. Number 2 on the best photos of Kristen 2021.
Yeah, that's the tree I stole. Remember?
Yes, it is the tree you stole.
Yeah, I mean, what can I say?
What did I tell you guys in the video?
I see you down there. Chris trying to steal my photo from yesterday, and she'll probably shoot it better.
And then she takes her photo.
I'm sorry. Why do you even photograph trees?
So
it's like clear. I'm doing the trees and you're doing the spectacular stuff like volcanoes and
But you stole it!
soon thunderstorms and the explosive skies, and like the small scenes and the trees are here on my side. Anyway, this tree it was just like, it reminded
Glorious.
me. Yeah, it reminded me a lot of my home country, Switzerland, where there's a lot of these low-hanging clouds and fog and the Alps, and it's just like, it gave me that connection to to the fog and to the misty conditions.
Connection.
I got a connection. I called them in. I was like, fog, you gotta be there. It worked.
So apparently I had like 2G connection, and she's apparently got 5G connection here with this tree. As annoying as it is, that's a fantastic photo.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's annoying.
I told you, stay away from the trees. Move on. What's your worst photo?
Alright, so we go from her stealing my favorite tree and making it better to now my worst photo. So it's like kicking a guy when he's down.
It makes
I don't
me
even
feel
want
really
to
sad,
show
right?
this photo. Like, this photo is so bad, I don't want to show it.
It can't be that bad. I mean, maybe it is.
It's terrible. Okay, so let me tell you the back. Before I show you,
Oh, come on. You can't
I have to talk this down quite a bit.
Okay.
It's not good. So we wanted to go to Sedona. It's sunrise, so we get there like late, and we're trying to haul butt over there. I set up in an area that I just felt like, okay, this is all right. The light wasn't good. It was being backlit. It was a time of year when the light was like behind the mountain. I tried desperately. It was winter. There's no leaves on the trees, nothing like that. And I was just trying to make something work. And again, it was just me rushing, trying to get a photo because I wanted to make a video. And I came up with this monstrosity. This absolute abhorrent.
It's not that bad as you make it.
For some reason, I horribly underexposed it. So I had to like bring up a lot of exposure. The shutter speed isn't very good. It's too long. I look at this photo and I'm like, what in the hell was I thinking? Who took this one? This couldn't have been me. It was taken with a Canon camera or something.
What? Come on.
I think I want to like erase this video. It was just one of those things like, hey, let's go to Sedona and shoot this one location. But then
So it's the location's fault?
it failed horribly. It's the location's fault again. It's a location's
That
fault.
is it. That is
Couldn't have been my choices.
Yeah. Are you ready for my monstrosity?
Yep.
Yep. Yep,
That
that's
thing.
it.
That.
Yeah, it's just muddy. It's colorful, but not in a good way.
Did you take that on accident? Or? So I think that location's hard to get a photo that's really, I mean, there's some photos that are out there that are good, but for me, I've never taken one that I was excited about there, so it's the location's fault.
Maybe it will look better in black and white. You can salvage anything if you turn it into black and white. We just saw that with Mike's photo.
I mean, it's still better than my worst photo.
Yeah. You think
worst photo
so?
takes it away.
I don't know. You guys let us know.
Yeah, which one was the worst?
Which is the winner of the worst?
Yep. The Sedona travesty or the Death Valley monstrosity. Number 1, my favorite photo. Now, when I talk about this photo, I have to throw in the fact that it was a recent photo. When I love my photos, it usually lasts about a week. Photos that I love right away that I've taken a week later, I hate them. So with this photo here, this is one of my favorite photos I've ever taken, but it's only been 1 month since I took it. I even did a print sale for this. I even printed it and put it up on our wall. And that's one big way to see what mistake you've made technically in a photo is if you print them, right? Whether it's exposure, whether it's sharpness or focus point or anything. But I feel like I nailed every part of this photo. I feel like the subject is fascinating. The conditions are spectacular, something that I don't normally shoot. So this is one of those photos I feel like even now will stand the test of time. In 2 or 3 years, I will still love this photo.
Yeah, I
Probably.
love it.
Most likely, maybe. 60% of the time, it works every time.
It's kind of lame to say because every landscape photographer probably says that, but fall is just, it's just something about
Fall
that season.
and fog.
Yes, it's
And
the
no
two Fs.
And no alligators.
No alligators.
No alligators.
Do you think I will have a fall photo for my best photo of the year?
And oh, by the way, we haven't looked at each other's photos yet, so this is all like new, right? So I don't know what she's about to show here. I would say yes.
You would say yes.
Yes, she has a fall photo.
Let's see.
I mean, technically it's fall colors.
Yeah.
Right? It's got fall colors in there.
Yes, you're right, yeah.
The rock is in full fall colors. Autumnal. Just hate that word. I hate autumnal.
I think it's pretty hard to capture that three-dimensional look if you're just photographing straight down on a flat surface. And I think that sand really helped with that to give this
absolutely.
Texture and depth.
The lines and everything in there and the texture of the actual rock, it's in full fall colors. It's very nice though, yes.
Thank you. Hey, you can have my coffee. All right, guys, make sure you check out the playlist and see what the other creators came up with. And
thank you so much for watching as always. We hope you guys enjoyed it and we'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.